This is a DuinoCoin miner. Keep watching if you want to know how to build one of these for yourself. So before we get ready for the build, there's a few disclaimers and a few prerequisites I need to get over with first. First thing, if you're coming onto this video, see that it's mining and think you're going to make money from it, no, not going to happen. I mean, literally look at it. I have 17 workers right now and I'm making just shy of a penny a day. So no, this is not to make money. This is for the hobbyists to have fun with mining, to play with Arduinos, little single board computers, stuff like that. It's also a learning tool. That's basically what this is made for. This is not your next big coin that's going to make you a ton of money. And the devs and the founder will tell you that themselves. And also, if we look here, before we even get to the hardware, all the OrangePis are what we're going to be playing with today. I also have two ESP32s and an 8266 running on a USB charger thing, just running by themselves. And that's also included with this. So the ROI for all the hardware that we're going to be using, probably never, or maybe 100 years for the ROI on it. This is just for fun. So also, definitely not for profit. Now, the prerequisites are, hopefully you know how to work with Arduino boards, how to program them, how to use the Arduino IDE. I will not be going into detail. I will show real quick what you need to do with it. If you do not understand or you've never played with Arduino, I suggest you go onto YouTube. There are tons of tutorials on how to get yourself started with them. The other part is also messing with single board computers, Raspberry Pis, OrangePis, Banana Pis, pick your fruit, whichever. You should have a basic idea of how to remote in SSH to get information back and forth from them, how to program them, because that's what we're going to be doing in a few minutes. So again, there are tons of tutorials online just for that. This will not be a tutorial for that, just to show how to use the software that DuinoCoin uses. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the parts we're going to need for this build is, unfortunately, you can't get Raspberry Pis at this current time and date. They're still hard to get, and the ones you can find, yeah, you're going to pay out of the nose for them. So we're going to be using an OrangePi Zero 2. This is the newer model. Costs about $40 to $45 with it from Amazon. Comes with a single gigabit port, a USB-C for charging, a micro HDMI if you really need it, a single USB 2.0, although over here, this 13 pin, there are two more hidden in here somewhere. Not going to need it for this project. And it does come with 26 pin GPIO over here. 1 gig of DDR3, which is more than enough. Built-in Wi-Fi chip, and even comes with your little built-in Wi-Fi antenna. On the back of it, you got your MicroSD slot. And this has more than enough power for what we need to run host for all of our Arduinos. Now, you can also 3D print cases for it. Here's a black one that I did, a pink or purple one that I did, a much slimmer version, or directly on Amazon, you can buy the official case itself. So you have plenty of options. We're going to need an 8 gigabyte maximum micro SD card. You really don't need more than this at all. If you have a 16 or 32, no big deal, but you'll never use it. So when it comes to the Arduinos, for this project, I decided to go with Arduino Pro Micros. These basically have the same Atmel AVR chip that the Pro Minis have and the regular Arduinos do, except that it has a built-in USB port in the chip itself. So most of them come with micro USB. You can get a few with USB-C. They're identical other than the port itself. It's the exact same chip, exact same settings, exact same power consumption or lack thereof. Some of these I've already used. You can see I've already soldered on pins, and other ones we're just going to leave them bare because for this project, you don't really need the pins at all. We're literally just plugging the USB into this Sabrent 13 port. It's got 12 on top here, and then one on the end right here. 13 port USB 2.0 hub, which will plug into our one USB port on our OrangePi. The great thing is all of this won't even pull 1 amp. We'll be lucky if we break a half an amp, really. So we can put power directly to the USB-C on the OrangePi, plug this in, and there's enough power left over from the OrangePi that it will feed power and power all of this without even having to use the external power that it originally came with. We don't need to power it. Now, to get these to fit into here, since you can't exactly do that, we're going to be using these little adapters. They come in regular USB-A to either micro USB or USB-C. I think I got one of those right here somewhere. Yep, and here's a USB-C version. I will leave links for all this stuff on Amazon in the video description below if you want to replicate this project. And these are called basically micro USB or USB-C to USB-A OTG adapter. It's really tiny. These are a little hard to find, but they're perfect for this project. So now the first part of assembly, let's get all these Arduinos loaded up onto the USB hub itself. Now, let's grab a micro USB, one of our little micro USB adapters. Simply just plug it in here, and then plug it into your USB hub. It's a great adapter, keeps everything nice and small, no wires going all over the place, and you can literally stack them. So let me stack all these up right now. And we're going to leave this last one out real quick because I've programmed them all, but I'm going to show you the quick programming steps for the Arduino. So if we go to the main duino-coin.com website, we can see the get started right here. Go ahead and click that, and we can click continue without login. And it's going to select what do you want to mine with. There's plenty of things you can do. Now keep in mind, you get better hash rate and better rewards with the Arduino boards. This is what they're recommended for, the low power, low hash rate boards. That's the premise of this project. Yes, you can mine on a PC, you can mine on a smartphone, but it automatically adjusts the difficulty so much higher that you really don't earn anything from these. It's really meant to be a low power project. So we're going to select Arduino because that's what we're using. And what will be your host device? If you're connecting this directly up to your computer, you could just run USB-C directly to your computer like this, and you can mine using a terminal window on your computer. We're going to be using the Raspberry Pi, or in this case, OrangePi. So we're going to go ahead and select this. I have tried the ESP32 as a host. It works, but the ESP32 does not have enough horsepower, enough frequency to handle it correctly, so your earnings will definitely diminish a lot. Your best bet is to either use a computer, or in this case, a single board computer, which is what we're going to do. So click select. This will tell you first you need to install your Arduino IDE. I already have this done, and hopefully you do as well. You're going to download the newest DuinoCoin release containing the Arduino code, which is 3.4. I got 3.3 because this literally came out the other day. 3.4 is an optional upgrade. If you're just starting, go ahead and install 3.4. I'm going to show you 3.3. So here's the zip file itself, and once you expand it, it's going to be right here. Inside, you're going to get a couple different folders and information and stuff like that. What we're looking for is the Arduino code. So double click into there, and here is your INO file. So we're going to double click this and open up the Arduino IDE. And we open up to this screen here. Now, everything here is exactly the same. The only thing I have changed is normally this is on pin 13, your LED built in for regular Arduinos. Now, for these Pro Micros, the little LED that you can use for yourself is actually on pin 17. So we're going to change this to pin 17. And to program these, there is no real option inside the boards. If we go to AVR boards for Pro Micro, you got the Pro Mini, but that's completely different. So what we're going to do is the Arduino Leonardo, which is basically the same chip that we use. So let's go ahead and select Arduino Leonardo. Make sure we have the correct port available, and that's it. So now we can do an upload, and we'll see this thing flash here real quick. So click compiling, and you'll see the two bottom LEDs there. Done. literally like 2 seconds. So this is now programmed. I can pull this out, add its little adapter. If I get it in the right direction, because this one's USB-C, I flip it around, plug it in, and it can join all of its brothers and sisters that are on the line here. So let me get set up. Now we're going to go ahead and program the OrangePi itself. Specifically, we're going to flash the microSD card. Okay, so now we need to download the operating system that we're going to use on this OrangePi. So let's go directly to OrangePi itself. So if we go to orangepi.org and click on download, we come to this screen. So we're going to scroll down here until we get to OrangePi Zero 2. Click on that. And once we're here, we can go ahead and scroll down. We're going to do an Ubuntu image. Click downloads. And what we want the newest version that has the newest kernel here, 5.16. And we are looking for the server. We don't need a desktop environment. We're literally doing this all through command line. So what we're going to do is just right click this and we're going to click download. Now I've already got this downloaded and then I extracted it right here. And there it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our 8 gig micro SD card in an adapter, put it in our computer. And there we go. Pops right on up. And as you can see, I've already formatted this, but I'm going to do it again and wipe the whole thing from scratch. So this way I can show you how to do this. So we're going to open up Balana Etcher. This does not matter if you are in Windows or Linux. That works in either operating system. So let's double click on that. There we go. We're going to flash from file. We're going to select our image file after you unzip the 7-zip file. Click on that. Select the target. It's going to be our 8 gig microSD card. And we're going to flash. And give this a few minutes to write the image to the microSD card. And you can see we are completed. So let's close this out. And it is not currently plugged in. So let's go ahead, pull it off, take our microSD card out of our adapter, get rid of that. And that's going to go into the bottom. Now I need to put something down. I'm going to put it on the back of my cell phone, only for the reason that this mat right here from Gamers Nexus is electrically conductive. If I put this straight down on here and put power to it, it'll short out. So what we're going to need, for at least for the first boot up, if you want to, you can always run it on Ethernet, or if you want to, you can also set up Wi-Fi. I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. So let's get Ethernet in here first. And I'm also going to use, let's see here, this cable right here, which has USB-C. And we're going to be going through, because I want to measure the amount of power that this uses later on. So we're going to go through this unit here, plug in power. You can see we have a red light right here and a green light. So let's shoot on over. The first way to access this as it boots up is PuTTY. So we need to go, we do 192.168.1.52. Open. There we go. We can accept the key. And now we got to log in. Now this is going to be username and password. Default is OrangePi. And you can see we're in. Very basic. Plenty of space still available on the microSD card. CPU temperature, uptime, IP address for this. So what we're going to do here, first I got a little cheat sheet. Sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. Get everything updated. Okay, so now we did that. Let's do the upgrade. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to upgrade. Y for yes, and let it do its work. And you can even see it blinking away here, downloading information. Okay, so now we're done with all the update. Let's add into our little cheat sheet here. We want to do a sudo reboot just to make sure that everything took effect. So let's do that now. It's going to disconnect. Actually, after I ask you for your password. There you go. See, it disconnected. So let's give it a few seconds for it to reboot on all the updates. Let's log in again. nmtui. Okay, so this actually turns on your Wi-Fi. So let's activate a connection. And you can see everything here. That's me. And you can see there's a star next to anything that's connected. So we have the wire connection and we have my Wi-Fi, which is called Celtic Net. Hey, so cool, that's working. Let's tab the back. And we can set a system host name if we want to. We're just going to quit out of here. So let's do that. nmtui. And now what we're going to do, we're going to shut it down, remove off the Ethernet, and just run off of Wi-Fi now. So let's do a sudo shutdown. Oh, that's right. You got to do a sudo shutdown now. There we go. See, now it's gone. So it's going to shut the unit itself off. Let's make a note of that. Sudo shutdown now. And you can see the green light went out. She's fully asleep. Unfortunately, there is no real wake up, but we have disconnected the Ethernet. So we're going to pull the power, wait 5 seconds, put the power back in. We should get our red light. Switch over to a green light as it starts booting. There we go. So it should be booting in a few seconds. Now it's going to be a different IP address from your home router because this Ethernet has a different MAC address than your Wi-Fi address. So consult your router again to get the new IP address. So this way we can go through PuTTY through Wi-Fi. I already have mine saved. If I pull PuTTY up again here, and it remembers the MAC address that I was using originally. So I should just be able to double click this. There we go. Accept. And we are back in again. Okay, let's make this screen just a little bit bigger. And let's keep on going. So now we have the OrangePi fully updated, running on Wi-Fi. Let's install the actual DuinoCoin software. So first thing we're going to do is this sudo apt-get all this stuff. So copy, paste, OrangePi. Okay, so we have more to download. Hopefully the repo is running faster now. Okay, so that was much faster. So now let's go and do a git clone command. This is actually going to pull the DuinoCoin software down to the OrangePi itself. Okay, we're going to change directory into the new DuinoCoin folder we just downloaded. Okay, you can see we're in DuinoCoin. Now we're going to do some commands with Python 3. It's going to download the rest of the information it needs. So these are 3 separate commands. Okay, let's do the second command. Okay, that was fast. And let's do the third command. Okay, already satisfied. I also adding in here, I learned this after the fact. I probably should just move this up to this install right here. But for now, we'll run this. And this is going to download a program called Screen. Basically, this will allow us to start a screen, start doing the miner, and apparently it's already installed. Perfect. And it will allow it to keep mining when we close PuTTY without shutting itself down. So this is perfect. Okay, maybe this is actually the line I'm supposed to be using. So first off, let's do a CD and get back to the root folder. Now, let's try this command. Okay, so it should be running in the background now. So what we're going to do now is a screen-R. It's going to connect us to the program that is running in this separate screen. So this is your first setup of this program. Enter your DuinoCoin username. So if I pull down here, you can see my username, Matt Electron. Enter your mining key. They're talking about right here. Now, you can see all 12, 0 through 11 of the Arduino Pro Micros have been detected. So what we're going to do here now is enter your board serial port. You got to start telling the program which one we want to work with. So in this case, we're going to be doing, starting with the first one, /dev tty acm0. Do you want to add another board? Yes, we're going to repeat this for all 12 boards. So Y, enter. It's going to keep on asking you, and you just got to type in each one. Okay, so that takes care of all 12 of my boards. I don't need to add any more, so let's do a no. Now, do you want to add an identifier or name to this rig? What they're referring to is this name right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a yes. I'm just going to do OrangePi. Lowercase. There we go. Set developer donation. This will not reduce your earnings. I usually set mine to 1. And there we go. We are off to the races. You can see it getting ready to start. And let me widen this screen just a little bit. And you can see it going crazy. There we go. And you can see everything blinking. Each time it blinks, it's one of these Arduinos finding a share. And it is going like crazy. Now that we're in the screen, we can do a CTRL-A and then type D. This lets us back in, and we can still do regular stuff, and you can see it's running in the background still. No problems whatsoever. If we want to reconnect to the screen, just do a screen-R, and there we go. We're back to the screen that we're messing with and having it mine. And you can see this thing. It's really going crazy. So give it a few seconds, and we should start seeing them show up right here. There we go. That didn't take long at all. So let me go up here, and we can see all of them will show as OrangePi, but each one of these is one of those Arduino Unos. And we can scroll down. We can see a little bit of a drop off because I got those ESP32s on right now. It's going to have to adjust itself, and everything's going to take some time for it to adjust itself. But it is working. It is working perfectly. And as I say that, it says your miners. Give it a minute. It'll come back. There we go. Yeah, it took a few seconds. Every once in a while, one of them will hash a little bit lower than what's expected, and you'll get this incorrect hash rate. Just ignore it. It will come right back up. But all the shares are being accepted. Nothing's being rejected. No bad shares. Jump back over again. And you can see it gives you this bit of information that with 12 miners scrolls off the screen real fast. Basically, it's just telling you how much you did in a minute. It's just quick statistics. And before we go, there's one other thing I forgot to show you. With this mining right now, if I get the cords to wrap around here, you can see we got 4.96 volts coming in through USB. We are pulling 0.7 amps, which is basically 3.5 watts. This whole rig, powered through the OrangePi and 12 of these units running is only pulling 3.5 watts. So you could literally run this on solar if you wanted to. So thanks for watching the video. This cheat sheet plus links to all the hardware and any links for like the Raspberry or the OrangePi operating system, DuinoCoin information, all of that will be down in the video description below. If you have further questions, your best bet is to join the DuinoCoin Discord server. The founders and the mods on there are much more knowledgeable on how to troubleshoot and get this stuff working than I am. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please. Come say hi over at the Misfit Mining Discord, and I will catch you on the next video.